Welcome back, everybody. Well, we often hear the term LLC in terms of business matters. It means limited liability company, but there are also implications for estate planning.
Yeah, so joining us now to explain more is Maxx Forti. He is with the McLario firm, and we're excited to have you back. Good to see you, Max.
Yeah, good to see you guys too.
Morning.
Yeah, so LLCs, they are a thing, right? Why
Yes.
do we use them in general?
Well, I mean, the main purpose of them is to separate yourself and your business to protect you liability-wise. It's an easy thing to set up. A lot of people have them. A lot of people don't, but there's more uses to them than what people think, and that's kind of what we'll talk about further.
Yeah, and there are different types of them,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, so there's your sole proprietor, single person LLC, partnerships with members, and then also, multiple members. And that's kind of where the estate planning comes into it generally with the multiple members and that.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay, so when it comes to business, what do you need to know for LLCs for business?
So generally in Wisconsin, at least for the most part, it's relatively simple to establish an LLC and to maintain them. That's why they're so simple and easy to use. You don't actually need to have an operating agreement, but I would recommend an operating agreement to, set up the structure of your business and to maintain it into the future. There are a lot of different businesses that you can use it with. Whether you're renting properties or you have your own plumbing business or something else, there are so many things where an LLC is helpful because it creates that separation of an entity and yourself.
Yeah.
As it relates to business, I think of freelancers, for example, and people who do work kind of more on the side. Do a lot of freelancers and people who do those kinds of things have an LLC?
It's actually funny that you say that. I've had a couple clients recently that are independent contractors or people that, like you said, freelance and do things on the side where, I brought up the idea of having their own LLC, which allows them to have a bank account and to separate their finances personally from their business because they have their own expenses that they have to cover when it comes to being an independent contractor that the people they're working for and contracting with wouldn't be able to, pay for those things in order to maintain that relationship. So yeah, I always think that's a great thing to do. It's something to look into.
Yeah.
And separates you from your family assets too,
yes,
right?
Yeah. So that's when I say it separates, it creates a separate entity from you where there's that, avoidance of liability. And that goes in hand with when you do have an LLC to make sure you maintain the proper insurance policies to, protect you, because if something happens with the business, it stays within the business and the LLC generally.
Then they can't come after your personal things or properties. So let's talk about LLC for estate planning, because I'd never heard of this before.
Yeah, it's people have been doing it forever, but it's one of those other options besides a trust, wills, deeds, and all those things where you're able to, it's a little bit more simple, straightforward, and especially when it comes to property, that's where I think it's an advantage to. Let's say you have a cottage or a cabin that your family spends time at, and someone passes away and it goes to 6 or 7 siblings. Now, you can have 6 or 7 people draft their own estate planning to ensure that it goes to their kids, but the other option is putting it into an LLC with everybody being members and then just ensuring that their interest transfers to who they want it to in the future. And that means you don't have to write new deeds. You don't have to, because the deed will stay in the LLC. So therefore that creates one less hassle that your kids or your family that they have to worry about. It makes it, the succession planning is more of a, it's a simplistic concept.
Can that help you against like certain taxes or the probate stuff as well?
Yeah, so when it comes to probate in general, when an LLC falls into probate, obviously that's because the terms of, like I talked about with an operating agreement, they weren't so clear, or something else happened along the way that bumped something out of line. Where as long as you set up the LLC correctly, you have an operating agreement that specifically designates, succession transfer on death as in the terminology of the agreement, then you will mostly avoid probate, like I said, unless, small things may happen and arise.
A few moments ago, you mentioned insurance. I'm wondering if that's one of the must-haves of an LLC and what other must-haves you think it needs to include.
So when it comes to an LLC, insurance is always the main thing because you want to have the proper coverage for what type of business, whether you're maintaining a business or it's a family property that you're protecting with estate planning. You want to have the proper insurance policies. Otherwise, whether it's a business or even if it's a family-owned, family LLC, maintaining a bank account would always be great, because that way you can, get some business tax write-offs. That's never a bad thing.
Yeah.
And then also it allows you to, let's say everyone puts in a certain amount of money every year. That money can go into that bank account and fund the utilities or repairs to the house, that kind of stuff. It makes it a little bit easier to manage. And then also, with the setting up of the bank account, obtaining an EIN, which is a tax ID number. That's another way that you separate yourself from the LLC, is that now it has its own tax ID, and that goes back to the business tax portion of it.
Interesting.
Got it.
Yeah.
Obviously, the point is, for all this stuff, it's so much better to work with an attorney. You
Yes.
understand this in a way we don't. And the tricks of the trade to help us protect ourselves and our families. So it's really great stuff. Good to see you, Max.
Yeah, thanks for having me,
so much
as
for your
usual.
time.
Yeah,
You bet.
of
If you want to
course.
learn more about LLCs in business or in your estate planning, contact the experts at the McLario firm. Here's their phone number. It's 262-251-4210, or visit McLario.com.